Implementing the blueprints for gender equality is the focus of a 3-day exercise at the Radisson Grenada Beach Resort. Shelley Forrester, Senior Manager of CUSO International, explained that the purpose of bringing together these directors is to share learnings, understand the best practices in each country, and how they mainstream gender equality in their programs and services, and also how to increase the number of services that are available to vulnerable communities.
CUSO International has been in the Caribbean since the 1960s actually, and currently we're implementing the Blueprints for Gender Equality, which runs from 2022 to 2026. And the purpose of today's meeting is a regional meeting under the Blueprints for Gender Equality project, because the project spans 4 countries: Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent. And so we're using the opportunity to bring all the gender divisions together. Throughout these next 3 days, we'll be agreeing on legislations and policies that CUSO International will support the gender divisions, to update, to improve, to amend. That's 1. 2, we'll also be discussing and finalizing communications campaigns for each of the divisions as well, and the thematic areas. So for example, we already know that people living with disabilities is a very vulnerable group across the Caribbean, and so we know that's one targeted message that we want to amplify, and also to finalize how we can strengthen this regional coordination. This regional meeting is a first, and we want to identify even more opportunities for collaboration across the gender divisions of the 4 countries.
Forrester spoke to the success of the CUSO International in other countries.
Yes, so in South America, one of the most successful projects was the SCOPE project, and the SCOPE project was essentially to support Venezuelan migrants to assimilate and integrate into Colombia, Peru, and Ecuador. Given the fact that they are refugees, they would not have had, an abiding city. They would not have had an opportunity to thrive in these new countries. So the SCOPE project was responsible for over 10,000 job placements of these refugees in jobs in Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. And it was so successful that we've been given the opportunity by our funder to do a phase 2 of the project in Peru.
Delivering the keynote address was Minister in the Ministry of Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs, Senator Gloria Thomas, who highlighted this groundbreaking endeavor in the form of the Blueprints Project, which seeks to enhance the capacity of local governments of Grenada, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines to integrate gender-responsive policies, programs, strategies, and services. Minister Thomas indicated that the focus on addressing the needs of the most vulnerable populations, including women, girls, youth, indigenous women, and persons with disability, is not merely an act of inclusivity, but a commitment to the principles of equity and justice.
Our collective efforts must focus on several key areas. 1, strengthening institutional capacity. 2, data-driven decision-making. 3, citizen engagement and participatory approaches. 4, regional coordination and knowledge sharing.
The Social Development Minister also reiterated that as a nation, Grenada is committed to integrating gender equality and social inclusion into all facets of public policy and service delivery. She said, "Together we can build societies where every individual has the opportunity to thrive, contribute, and be heard." CUSO International is a Canadian development organization that provides volunteers and experts to local pioneering organizations in the Caribbean and South America, covering thematic areas such as gender equality, economic resilience, and climate action. This 3-day exercise is funded by Global Affairs Canada. Christina John, GBN News.